What is up, everybody? I'm back with another video for you guys. Today I will not be doing gameplay, but what I am going to be doing is a Smite tutorial slash introduction to get all my new people on the wave. um so I noticed that a lot of you guys come into the game. I'm pretty sure you guys don't even look at the tutorial, because I definitely didn't. But I just want to show you guys how you're supposed to be entering your lanes, what lane you're supposed to be going to, building comfortably for a starter. Nothing too intricate, just so you could get your feet wet. Pause. So once you queue up for Conquest and you load in, you're going to have your character selection screen. You're going to have your first class, your assassins. They do high damage. They're there to help clear jungle, help gank lanes, also secure kills whenever possible. For your next role, you're gonna have your guardians, your tanks, your support characters who go in duo lane. They help the hunter, as well secure kills, clear camps, for some pressure. The next class is going to be the hunter class slash carry. These guys are going to be one of the backbones of your damage on your team. They're going to go in duo lane as well, along with the guardian slash support. These guys are going to be focusing on clearing minions, poking. Later on, they're going to be doing a lot of 1v1 and rotating, trying to secure objectives in the jungles. Next, you have your mages. This is another part of the backbone of the team who's going to be doing a lot of damage output, burst damage. These are the mid laners, so that's where the mages are going to go. So the last class we're going to have is going to be the warrior class. They're going to go in solo lane, also known as the short lane. These guys are hybrids. They're tanky. They have a nice amount of damage output. These guys are going to be brawling in the solo lane. Like, half the time you're going to be alone over there. You're going to be stranded on the island, unless your jungler's rotating a lot to help you secure kills over there. But yeah, prepare for some rough times. Hey guys, I'm gonna touch on the hunter slash carry first. First thing you want to do is level up your abilities. So I'm going to level up Neef's Spirit Arrow. So if you're playing on controller, that's going to be up on the D-pad. If you're using keyboard, that is going to be your F1 key. So the second thing we're going to do now is we're going to go into our store, which is going to be left on the D-pad on controller, and I believe it is I on keyboard. So we're just gonna buy Bluestone Pendant for Neef. Nice. And we are gonna start off with Morning Star. We're gonna buy 3 healing potions and go over to the mana pot, get one of these. All right, guys, we're gonna touch on what relics and what shards you should be getting. So we're gonna touch on Aegis and Purification Beads. So Purification Beads cleanses you from crowd control effects. So if you look at the opponent's team, you notice they have an Ares, and he's going to be in your lane. That's going to be a huge problem for Neef. Her backflip, her 3 does not grant her CC immunity, and she does not have a CC immune ult. So you're going to want to get beads. This is all going to be character specific. If your character has an ult that gives them CC immunity, then by all means you can get Aegis. So I'm going to start off with Purification Beads. And for my shard, I like to get Horn Shard just to help clear the triple camps, just to get more XP. And I'm going to show you guys what clearing triple camp is going to look like. Okay, so after you purchased everything, you're going to want to go into your lane. So dual lane is going to be the lane that has the towers furthest apart from each other. also known as the long lane. So that's going to be our left lane. So what you guys are going to want to do here is you're going to want to start clearing this experience camp while your support is going to pull the health camp to you. So it should look something like this. The guardians here hitting this and bringing this camp over to you right here. And here together, you guys are going to clear this camp. Also, this is a good time to pop your shard for cooldown so you can use your ability again and clear faster. After you guys finish clearing those two camps, you're going to want to come here and clear the attack speed camp. You're just going to pull them out and you're going to wrap them around while going into your respective lane. So if you guys do everything correctly, you guys should get into lane. You should be level 2 already, or close to being level 2. So you're going to come into lane. You're just going to clear these minions.
An ally has been slain.
Once you clear the minions, you can go and try to secure the Scorpion camp, which is located right here on the map. I'm gonna highlight it for you guys so you guys can see. So picking up the Scorpion drop gives you a shield. It gives you a shield per level, I believe it is. So this is always good to have just so you're a little bit more tankier than your opponents. So the objective is to clear this whole lane and destroy all the towers in the lane until you get down to the Phoenix. Once you destroy the 2 towers and destroy the Phoenix, you are now able to damage the enemy god's Titan and reducing its health to 0. So as a support, you're also going to want to level up your ability that's going to be doing the most damage to help your ADC / hunter clear the waves. So since I'm using Ymir, I'm going to level up my 2, my Glacial Strike. So we're going to press up on the D-pad, select my second ability, or you're going to press F2 on keyboard. Next, we're going to go into the store, I on keyboard, left on the D-pad. So these starters here are going to be preference. So you have Sentinel's Gift that's going to be giving you health and mana recovery for each of the minions that are cleared by either your minions or your carry. The next one is going to be Benevolence, which while you're not near an ally god, you gain 1 stack for every second up to a maximum of 50. Assist provide 4 stacks on killing an enemy god. While within 70 units of a hurt ally god, you use up 5 stacks a second to heal them and yourself for 0.6% of your maximum health. And you also get a stack for each stack consumed that provides you with 1 gold. So I usually like going Sentinel's Gift just for a sustain. And then I'm going to start with the Cloak. For Relic, you can either get Magical Shell, you can get Cloak of Meditation, or you could get Sprint. I think it's all situational, but I always love to get Magical Shell just so I can protect my ADC. And I'm going to go with a Vision Shard, which allows you to place a ward. Next, I'm going to buy some multi-pots. I'm just going to buy 5 of those. And if anything, I'll buy 2 wards. So guys, after you finish purchasing all your items and leveling up your first ability, you're going to want to go into your respective lane. Remember, ADC and the Guardians go together in lane. So we're gonna look for the long lane, the lane with the 2 towers furthest away from each other. So I'm going into the left lane. So as a guardian, you want to start at the health camp, and you're gonna hit the health camp and have them follow you over here to the experience camp, where you and your ADC are gonna clear this camp together. After you guys finish the camps, you're gonna go over to the last camp, the attack speed camp, and you're gonna do this one. And you're just gonna slowly attack it, walking backwards and bringing it into your respective lane. Also, once you finish clearing the camp, you're gonna want to place your shard down. You can either put it right here,
Your right tower is under
or
attack.
you can put it
Your left tower is under attack.
up here. So you guys are gonna come into lane, clear the waves, put a little pressure on the opponent's team. After that, if you guys are winning your lane, you can rotate here to the Scorpion, like I mentioned before, with your carry, and just clear this camp. So this jungle buff is going to give you a 50 shield plus 20 per level and 5 protections plus 1 per level. So this is always a good thing to have, guys. So whenever you can, clear it, try to steal it from your opponent's team if you see them doing it. So guys, once you reach level 5, you should start rotating as a guardian, help your mid lane or help your solo laner, you know, do some ganks, secure objectives. Next, I'm gonna touch on the mage, also known as the mid lane. So as a mage, you're gonna want to do the same thing, level up the ability with the best clear, least amount of cooldowns. So for Janus, we're gonna upgrade his 2. I'm gonna go into the store, we're gonna buy a starter item and get the conduit gem. And I'm gonna start with the first tier of Chronos Pendant, Lost Artifact. And I'm going to buy 4 healing potions and 1 mana pot. And always remember, guys, depending on who you are fighting in your lane, you're gonna want to get beads or amulet for your ADC and your mage. So I'm gonna be fighting Hebo in mid. I'm gonna get Aegis because he has a lot of poke range, and I'm gonna get my horn shard. Remember, guys, mid mage just goes straight into middle lane, but I'm gonna also show you how you should be starting off clearing this camp for with your mage. So you're gonna start here with the speed camp. You're gonna aggravate it, and you're gonna bring them to the red right here. You're gonna hit them too, and you're gonna pull them here, and you and your jungler are gonna meet up right here to clear this. After that, you can go into your mid lane, and always remember to start using your pots, because you want to go into lane with as much health as possible. So once the minions are in lane, you want to clear the minions. If you can, poke out your opponent. Then you and your jungler are going to want to rotate and secure these 2 following camps.
An ally has been slain.
After that, guys, you already know the concept. You guys are going to be fighting in mid. You're going to be rotating to help whenever you can as well in team fights. You're going to destroy the enemy's 2 towers, their line of defense, so you can get to their Titan and end the game. Next, we're going to talk about the solo laner, also known as your warrior, the short lane. First thing you're going to want to do, guys, is level up your abilities. So I'm going to level up my driving strike, my 1. I'm going to go into the store. I see I'm going to be fighting Guan Yu. So Guan Yu has a lot of healing. So I'm going to want to get a different starter item than what I would usually build, which would be Warrior's Axe. I'm going to get Tainted Steel. And I'm going to start with the first tier of Golden Blade, Katana. And I'm just going to buy 5 health pots. And I'm going to buy 1 multi-pot. For my shard, I'm going to get the Horn Shard for reduced cooling and clearing. And then for your relics, you can either go teleport, which I highly recommend since, you know, a lot of you guys are going to be new on the scene. You just want to get to lane. You don't want to fall behind too much. But if, you know, later on down the road, once you guys get comfortable, I see a lot of people just start off with Blink, you know, to be more aggressive. So in solo lane, you're gonna come here to your blue and you're just gonna clear this out real quick. Once you clear your blue, you're gonna go into your lane. You're gonna wanna start attacking the minions just to clear. At this time, guys, please remember to start popping those health potions before you even get into the lane. Start using your health potions. So now I just got my level 2. So now you can start attacking the objectives on the map. So when you destroy that, the totem, you're going to get increased movement speed and mana regeneration. And if you clear the scorpion, you're going to get the jungle buff cooldown, which cooldowns reduced by 5% plus 0.75% per level. Remember guys, grabbing all these buffs are going to help your lane be a little bit easier. So now guys, you're just going to be fighting and sending your creeps into the tower to destroy the opponent's line of defense. And eventually destroy the Phoenix so you can destroy their Titan and win the game. Alright guys, last but not least, we have our Assassin class, also known as the Jungler, who's going to be roaming the jungle, clearing the camps, getting kills, stealing camps, and just doing pretty much a lot of farming. So I'm using Thanatos. I'm gonna start off by upgrading his 1. Gonna go into the store. The junglers are always gonna be getting Eye of the Jungle because it just increases your damage against jungle camps, and it also allows you to place a ward down wherever you clear a jungle camp. And then a passive of while you're in the jungle, you gain 20 HP. It also gives you health and mana as a passive while you're in the jungle.
Even the immortals shall fear death.
Next item, I'm gonna get mace. Then I'm gonna just buy some health pots, 2 health pots, and then I'll get 2 multi-pots.
But if I must,
I'm gonna get beads since they have a lot of CC, and the Horn Shard. So as the jungler, you're gonna start at your dual lane side, and you're just gonna bring the speed camp over here to the back of your first tower so you can clear this. Now after you clear this, your mage should have the other 2 camps right here waiting for you. so you won't be falling behind, guys. So after you clear those camps with you and your mage, you're just gonna want to start securing kills and farming. So farming means dropping the speed buff. You can start clearing your XP camp. You can start dropping the mana camp for your solo laner. Or if you're feeling comfortable, you can start invading your enemies' camps and stealing their buffs. Stealing farm from, you know, their mid lane, their solo lane, duo lane, and their jungler. Also, guys, in situations, you can start going in for kills and ganks.
Killing spree. Your right tower is under attack. Double kill.
Alright guys, we're going to talk about warding for each lane. So solo laners, you want to make sure you're warding around here
With this, I will see the living.
and here, just for, you know, defensive reasons. So if the jungler, say, is coming through here to steal your camp, you can see him if he comes through here. So I would ward these two sides here just to have vision in case anyone is going to try to come into middle lane, try to gank. You're only allowed to place 2 wards down, guys. So always remember that. Just wait for them to finish out before you go and put 2 more down. And just always carry them. They're always good to have. You always want to have vision of where the opponents are. For duo lane, I like to ward right here, especially if I still have my first tier tower, because this is going to be the only way for them to come backline you right here. And I also like to ward up here just to have awareness of this area here. So if the jungler wants to come in, he's going to get pinged on the map. So you'll be aware of where he's going to come from. So you can back off or you can engage and try to turn that kill on him. As for the solo lane, I like to ward down here by my buff and also up here by their buff, just so I can see when the jungler may be going into their camp to clear the buff, or the solo laner is going to go help clear the buff or pick up her buff, so I can get an aggressive invade when you can. And I want to ward down here just in case their jungler tries to come and steal my camp as well. And always remember that if your jungler has Eye of the Jungle and he clears a jungle camp, there's going to be a ward there. So that's another extra set of eyes for you to see what's going on.
I thirst only for death, but I'll save this.
Your
for
middle
later.
tower is under attack.
So now guys, let's talk about the sentry wards. The sentry wards are going to be in consumable tab along with the wards as well. These special wards, they're more expensive, but they allow you to see enemy wards. So always remember, guys, you're not the only ones warding. Your enemy team might have wards, so they might know you're coming as well. So you want to get these special wards to get rid of those.
I will cut you down.
The main places you kind of want to be sentry warding is going to be the Gold Fury, and you also want to sentry ward the Fire Giant. So the Gold Fury is going to be located on the side where you have your ADC and your Guardian, also known as the long lane. And your Fire Giant is going to be located on the lane where the solo laner is, also known as the short lane. So what I like to do is, while the timer is going down for the minions to spawn, I like to use my basics. Now this is with certain gods that have a combo, I want to say. So you see Herc has 1, 2, 3, and his last attack does 110 damage. So I like to start clearing the camp by using my last attack in my chain. So 1, 2, and I'll start clearing the camp with my last hit. Another great thing to do is ability canceling. So what ability canceling is, say I'm doing the same combo I was just doing with Hercules. So 1, 2, 3. Now you see you have a large amount of cooldown after the last attack. I can't do anything. Right? So what you do is you do your 1, 2, 3. You instantly use an ability after that to reset your basic cooldown so you can start the cycle again. So 1, 2, 3. Do an ability right after it for reduced cooldown. That's gonna help you box and lane. That's gonna help you clear stuff like the camps earlier, faster. So that's just a nice little tip to keep in mind. Not all guides do this. So just remember that, guys.
Gonna have a bad time.
So where's the part where we have a good time?